Hello there, welcome back. So we've made our kick and snare pattern. If you haven't seen my other videos, you should probably go check them out, but I'll play it so you can hear it. So some triplets in there, nice punchy kick, punchy snare. Hats, I've got some samples loaded up. Quite nice ones. When it comes to the pattern, in dubstep it's important to get a good kind of shuffle, and one way of doing that is by using the actual grids. I've got some 30-tooth notes, some triplets, just to kind of, edge it along in that dubsteppy way. So let's have a listen to the pattern. As usual, you can get these samples just by subscribing to my channel, and I'll send them to your inbox. Alright, so when it comes to processing, as usual, EQ is always my first port of call. So drag the EQs onto these. Now usually with hats, it's they take up obviously mainly the top of the frequency spectrum, but a lot of them have a little area down here that creeps in. So the first thing I do is get rid of those. I'm just going to loop this first part so we can hear the hats regularly. Oh, how do I... So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of content down here which we do not want, so eradicate that so it doesn't sound too empty. About there. Gain all the way up, high Q, and then we can sweep for some unwanted frequencies. That's all pretty good, but it's quite empty down here, so I'm just going to take it out. So I'm pretty much going to be doing that with all the snares, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the other side. Right, so now the hats are EQ'd, we'll go ahead and have another little quick listen. Next thing I always do is deal with panning, and the good thing about drum racks is you can have a sub mix down here of the instruments and then mix that into the overall drum rack with this fader. So I'm just going to get the volume level between the different hat samples. This pattern isn't amazing, but we'll be chopping it up in future videos and arranging it a little bit more to make it sound better. Right, because these two hats play off each other and they're kind of alternating like that, I'm going to have one panned a bit left and one panned a bit right, just so it's more obvious that they're coupled together. Like that, and I want them hitting at the same volume as well, so I'm just going to turn this one up a bit. There we go. So this one here, I quite like it in the middle, but this one I want to be a bit out to the right because it's taking up a lot of space in the mix. Maybe this one's slightly left, just to create room. Perfect. Next, same with kick and snare, parallel compression. So I've got a slightly shorter attack here, same roughly settings as the kick and the snare. Let's add that in. Cool. And again with the parallel reverb, except unlike the snare, I'm going to take that down the diffusion a bit, just so it's more, more airy rather than earthy. If that makes sense. Take it up a tiny little bit. Cool. Right, so even though we've got a little bit of padding, there isn't enough stereo separation. And by that I mean a different signal coming out of the left as it is from the right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add a filter delay. Except a delay is going to take a lot of the power out of the hat samples, so I'm going to make it parallel, just like the compression and reverb. Filter delay, I use this quite a lot. What it does is you can process the delay on the left separately to the delay on the right, and have a different frequency band on each side, just to help with the stereo separation. So obviously because hats are quite high up, I'm going to have them pretty high up, but a little bit different. Feedback down, because I don't want to muddy it up. Dry down, because I'm going to add it parallel, and put the volume to 0, just so we know we're not going to clip it. And you want this delay to be very short, but as I said, you want it to be different left and right, so we're going to do a slight time separation. See what that sounds like. No bad. I'm just going to take them all down slightly because it's not as subtle as I want it to be. Listen to that. It's cool, nice and jerky, I quite like that. Not interesting enough, I don't think. Actually, instead of changing those hats, I'm going to make this loop a little bit more interesting. So I've just taken a bit of I made this audio loop ages ago. It's just like a 16th hat pattern with a couple of reversed hits in there. First of all, compressor. Make it a little bit more powerful. Actually, I'm going to stick this in here because it's going to keep going off. Oh, I've already done it. EQ and spectrum. get rid of all that stuff. Just going to take another notch out just for space. Right, okay, first thing I'm going to do, erosion, a great tool in Ableton. Oh, sorry, not erosion. Damn, what's it called? Grain delay, that's the one. You can really rough up stuff, just change the sound completely. What this also does is bring it down a bit in the stereo fields, which, when it's all played together, helps create a bit more of a kind of wall of sound type feel. Right, that's quite cool. Also, because it's quite continuous, and at some points I think I might want it playing at the same time as the hat, I'm going to make it sort of come in and out of volume, like really rhythmically, because it'll add a bit of rhythm and also create some space, which is what it's all about. And I'm going to do that with camel fat. But if you don't have camel fat though, you can use autopan. Because instead of the signal going left and right like this, if you reverse the phase, make the phase 360 degrees, then you can hear it coming in and out. But camel fat's got a few different options, so I'm going to use this. Filter off. Compressor, I like camel fat's compressor, it's nice and colourful. Bit more exciting. Turn that LFO off. And this one, so you want this to be routed to the master volume, and then whenever you change the rate, it's going to be changing obviously the rhythm that it comes in and out. It's quite nice. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So now we've got down the basics of our drum sound, I'm going to make a short video next about bringing your drum pattern to life and making it sound a bit more 3D, and then we'll move on to building the tune. Alright, cheers for watching, bye!